Hello! This is a second video, which I think is a little smoother than the one I did last week, to help you for next week's geography quiz. So, you have a handout on this, and it's also on Google Classroom if you need another copy. You need to know the location of the first 22 states, and here they are. We're looking at the boundary lines today in 2025. The 13 colonies, the first 13 states, the colonies had slightly different boundaries, but they're clearly recognizable. You could tell Virginia was Virginia. You can tell Pennsylvania was Pennsylvania. We'll talk a little bit more about Massachusetts when we talk about 1820. But you have to know the location of these 22 states today in 2025, which includes the first 13 colonies. You need to know some bodies of water and mountains. So the Atlantic Ocean, here's the Mississippi River, goes all the way up almost to Canada. And then off of the Mississippi is the Ohio River. Runs all the way through here up into New York State. Then you also have the St. Lawrence River, which runs there. Mountains. You need to know the Rocky Mountains, huge mountain chain. We'll talk a lot about them in a few months when we talk about westward expansion and the California Gold Rush and things like that. And the Appalachian Mountains, which runs all the way up here. These mountains are not as high as the Rocky Mountains, are not as big or as imposing, but they're mountains nonetheless. And it's part of geography that's going to be very important in the early formation of the United States and even the colonies before that. You need to know these 5 European countries: Portugal, Spain, France, Ireland, and the United Kingdom. And remember I said I will take United Kingdom, England, or Great Britain. Technically, all 3 of those terms have slightly different meanings, but they're almost used interchangeably in modern language. So I would take any one of those 3 for this quiz. And then you need to know these countries here. Mexico. And then it breaks out a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. You do have to spell them out in full. So that is Guatemala. That is Honduras. That is Nicaragua. There is Haiti. There is the Dominican Republic. And our friends to the north, Canada. That's what you need to know for the quiz. I won't ask all of them. You don't know which ones I will or won't ask. So study all of them is my recommendation. And again, remember, I gave an active learning strategy, self-quizzing, and you have a handout. You can self-quiz yourself 6 times. Do it more if you need to on the states, on the first 22 states. That's a handout I gave you. I didn't give you a specific self-study for the other ones. I suggested that you create your own or come up with your own method, but this is what you will need to know for next week's quiz. You'll need to know the location of these countries, bodies of water, and mountains and states. Let me know if you have any questions.